Hello, and welcome to KDAB News, the monthly update for professionals working with Qt, C++, and 3D technologies. I'm Robert Brock, and in this edition we have interview with froglogic CEO Harri Porten, a short review of the recent Qt Embedded Days, Tool of the Month, some upcoming events in announcements, and resources. You might have heard that the Qt company announced the acquisition of froglogic earlier this month. I have the pleasure to speak to froglogic CEO Harri Porten about this. Hi Harri. How have your first days of the acquisition been?
Very exciting, of course. It was big news to everyone. The news spread around. We got a lot of congratulations, but our main concern was that all the people who have been working with us during the last years are also happy with the decision and will have a good life within the new company. So that's actually where most of our attention has been to in the last days.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing to focus on too. What benefits do you and Reggie see coming from this acquisition?
We have been contributing to the Qt market and working with the Qt company literally from day one, or rather the predecessor back then, Trolltech. And so the partnership was always there. We saw a lot of common goals serving the same market. So it will definitely help us now to reach more customers in other markets that we couldn't reach as a smaller company. And of course, they have a good sales force, big team of customer care. And so we see a lot of benefits coming out of that.
Tapping into a larger skill pool should be very helpful for expansion, yeah. Does this mean that the tools will become Qt only?
No, that will definitely not happen. We have always been supporting all kinds of technologies, and the Qt company is interested in serving other markets as well. Think of Qt Creator, that one supports other languages as well. And since we are speaking here to KDAB, I know that a lot of your projects also involve all kinds of technologies, and even a Qt application often makes use of other components, other programming languages, some native API and toolkits like web, for example, and that has to be simply supported if you want to test a real-world application these days.
Yes, definitely. And what are you working on now?
I think I'll get into trouble with our development and marketing people when I reveal anything that it's not ready to go public yet, but I can tell you that it seems like integrations are the topic of the year for us, as we want to integrate both Squish and Cocoa with third-party test management tools and others. And next to that, we have started to experiment with features that are related to sound and video. But I guess that's enough now before we're creating any vaporware here.
Sounds like some exciting features. I'll look forward to seeing them when they're officially announced in greater detail. A big thank you, Harri, for your time and your great insight into the acquisition.
Thanks for having me, Robert. It was a pleasure. Bye. 2
weeks ago, KDAB hosted the Qt Embedded Days online. There was a broad variety of interesting talks around embedded development, especially, but not exclusively, with Qt. As an example, Nikola Jelic from Zulka talked about the recurring problem of how to deal with the various values from the physical world. He showed that modern C++ offers a lot of built-in language functionalities to make the job of measuring electrical currents easier, transparent, and surprisingly optimal in the runtime. Then there was a talk about simulator training for hardware pilots, a case study showing the simulation of CAN-bus-attached hardware. Alexander Trika from Data Module and Kevin Kramer from KDAB answered questions like, what were the driving factors for having a simulator? Which architecture and technologies were chosen for its implementation? And how does it hold up in practice? And finally, Giuseppe D'Angelo asking the question, why today most embedded software is still written in C and not C++? If you would like to see these and other talks from the event, the recordings will be made available soon, right here on our YouTube channel and on the event page, linked below. We ask our developers here at KDAB what tools they find helpful in their daily work. So, every month I show you a nice little tool out of those recommendations. And this month it's spdlog. spdlog is a very fast header-only compiled C++ logging library. It's way more versatile than the logging API of Qt, and it allows synchronous or asynchronous logging, to have one or more multi-sync, log output files, rotating files, or even create your own screen, headers only, and easy integration with CMake. KDAB developers have used spdlog in projects, and it was a great help. For example, it was used in a graphics transitions library that we ported for a client where it had to work on Linux and Windows, but without using Qt. You'll find the GitHub link to the tool below. Check it out and let us know how you like it. Don't go yet. Further, there's a nice library that allows you to easily configure spdlog from a configuration file, spdlog setup. The helper library itself is once again a header-only affair. The pair, spdlog and spdlog setup, make for a logging system every bit as good as, or even better, than Qt's. For example, you can configure logging for various subsystems to have different logging levels, but also for the different output syncs. So you can, for example, have the console output fairly minimal, reporting only errors and warnings, but then a log file for all the nitty-gritty details. Okay, now you can go. There are a few upcoming events in May and June. So first of all, due to an overlap with other events which hadn't been announced when we started our planning for Qt Desktop Days, we decided to postpone the upcoming conference. However, don't despair. We also have good news. KDAB is planning a Qt Developer Conference in Berlin from the 28th until the 30th of September, where we will integrate the Desktop Days. Yes, you've heard that right. In Berlin, in a real venue, meeting in person. It appears that by then, vaccinations should have been widely spread, and of course, the event will follow all safety recommendations like testing, mask wearing, and distancing if required. For those of you who can't travel to Berlin or don't feel comfortable to do so yet, we are planning an online access to the presentations too. Right now, I can't tell you more than that, but you can register for more information on the website linked below. And you can also already submit talks, bring practical knowledge for the other attendees, discuss unique technical challenges that are about Qt and its ecosystem regarding desktop, embedded, or mobile. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person in Berlin in September. May 2nd until the 7th, there's CPP Now, an online gathering of C++ experts and enthusiasts from around the world. Tickets are available for $250 or $50 for students. Check out the comprehensive agenda. May 13th until May 15th, there will be the Linux App Summit, a free online conference that brings the global Linux community together to learn, collaborate, and help grow the Linux application ecosystem. Check out the program. Microsoft Build 2021 has been announced for the 25th till the 27th of May. There's no agenda or registration out yet, so watch out for any announcements. And finally, the Qt company will run their Qt Dev Des Days from the 18th until the 21st of May, the free online conference aimed at developers and designers. If you are in development for embedded devices, you might have heard of containers for embedded. What containers are and how they can help you save time and be more efficient has been elaborated together with our partner Toradex in a mini-series, which includes a 1-hour webinar. Check it out here on our channel. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and feel free to share any feedback or questions below the video. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.